Hey guys, JB here from Alpha Wolf Consulting, coming to you today with the next video in the My New Admin Performance Development and Support Mastermind program. So basically, this video is going to cover the content section. So we're going to cover some of the core content that's going to be covered throughout this program and that this program is based around. So basically, this program, we're going to focus on four key areas of development. Okay, so understanding the thoughts behind our psychology, understanding our mind's ability to alter our biochemical states, understanding subconscious communication, and understanding the link between quantum physics and manifestation. So in this program, these themes will be present throughout the whole program, and my goal is to give you a deep understanding or a conceptual understanding of these themes, so that when I say your mind's understanding our mind's ability to alter our biochemical states, you actually understand what that means. How that means just through the thoughts that I allow within my mind, I can create and shape the biochemical environment within my mind. Do you sort of understand? But then to go even further, if we think about the understanding the links between quantum physics, so quantum entanglement, okay, and understanding manifestation, or even understanding something like metaphysics, okay, how thought influences physical matter, okay, well then what we understand is that if we align quantum entanglement and metaphysics, which both are very, very feasible, well, then my thoughts can have physical influences on matter around me and other people. Do you sort of understand? Sort of like when we understand at a very high level these core concepts and these core themes and these theses, we are now able to influence and affect anything within reality just through thought. And it's a wild thing when we really dive into understanding it. So basically, in this program, these themes will be presented with the goal of giving you the deepest understanding of these themes, okay, which will give you the ability to create real change within your life. If you understand these core themes, you will be able to create anything you want in life, no matter how small, no matter how large. Okay, so the content covered in the program is all the creation of me, JB at Alpha Wolf Consulting. So while these theses and themes will have underpinning and backed, supporting evidence through other people's theories and theses, these are independently created theories and concepts and conceptualizations. So you just got to understand, I will always refer to, where I've gained understanding from, if it is not something I have, gained within myself. So to understand this is just to understand psyche. The movement of body influences the positioning or the activation of the brain. Okay, so when we're talking about anything to do with reprogramming the subconscious mind, a lot of the foundation or the fundamentals of my full brain activation practice is based within psyche. And it's a mixture of understanding psyche, understanding NLP, and understanding yoga nidra, and understanding how to influence the mind. So you just got to understand, while we do refer to other people's work within the program at times, all of the practices, all of the core information is 100% mine, in terms of I have uniquely created it. And if someone says they know it better than me, good luck. You know what I mean? I don't know how I know it. I just know I know it. You know what I mean? So basically, to put this program together, I have spent over 15 years researching, okay, and creating and running analysis and testing and measuring and seeking and understanding. So, this program is not something, I knocked up in 15 minutes. This is something that I have spent my life gathering all of the resources to be able to do. So you just got to understand there's a certain level of intensity that I will bring into this program. And should anyone choose to challenge me, by all means, I don't mind. Like, the thing is, you got to understand is when you've done the work, you know you've done the work. You don't need to fret or worry about what other people's bullshit thoughts are because you've done the work. And that's an awesome thing we'll go through in this program. Alrighty, so basically what we are going to cover is understanding high level state management and taking taking control of your mind. So basically in this content, okay, I'm going to give you the understandings behind sort of my full brain activation practice, which is the practice that I personally use to reprogram my subconscious mind, to understand and interpret my subconscious mind and my conscious thoughts, but also in key understandings I have around understanding and how to communicate within the subconscious mind. So it's very important because when we understand this, I now have access to be the task manager for my subconscious mind. Do you sort of get it? Like, I am in full control, but I'm also able to create the environment within my subconscious mind. So if you've ever noticed you have, a compulsive urge or an uncontrollable urge to do something. So for example, an addiction, if we take addiction, okay. So basically addiction is just an unconscious urge or an uncontrolled urge. So when it's an uncontrolled urge where it's a compulsion, okay, that means that you did not logically think, I want this, it's I need this. I'm already reaching for the beer as the thoughts hit my mind. Do you sort of get it? That's an unconscious thought because the unconscious mind moves quicker than the conscious mind. So you just got to understand when it's unconscious behaviors. Okay. So if I'm not consciously going out there and buying a six pack because I want to drink a six pack and I'm choosing that action, if it's an uncontrolled urge that if I have money, I'm going to buy a six pack, right? That means it's within the subconscious mind. So this is a symptom of unresolved trauma or unresolved emotional issues within the subconscious mind, or it's a very, very heavily ingrained habit that has become comfortable, that has become a coping mechanism. So we just got to understand that when we dig deep into our conscious and our subconscious mind, when we understand what it is communicating through our behaviors, through our emotions, through our feelings, through our thoughts, we are now able to have control to curate and create the mind we want. So basically, you've got here the full brain activation activity. This is the full lecture and lesson on full brain activation. If you want to learn that process, it is right here. I've gone out and detailed it out. It's got activities in it. All right. And these are just a couple. So like, this is a 34-page document, and I've tried to be as conservative as I can on the information that I provide. So you just got to understand these are just a few of the course content that we will cover, but there is like hundreds more. Do you sort of get it? Like, I can only show you a tiny amount because if I show you too much, you will not be able to comprehend and become overwhelmed. But by all means, if you would like to understand course material on LinkedIn, on YouTube, all the materials active. It's all there. It's all free. Go get it. You know what I mean? So we've got using beliefs to influence our feelings, okay, and our biochemical responses. This lecture talks about the understanding of how our beliefs, our beliefs are just thoughts that we have thought repetitively so that they become so ingrained that they're a subconscious thought pattern. And what that means is the synaptic pathway for that thought has become so strong that it only requires the lowest amount of energy to run that pattern, okay? To run that thought pattern. But to run a different thought pattern requires more energy. So our subconscious runs the shortest or the easiest route, okay? And just understanding how that the beliefs that we're holding, so the thoughts that we tell ourselves again and again and again and again and again and again become our beliefs, and our beliefs are the framework of our, our framework of reality, of what it is, this experience. And that framework tells me if I should feel good or if I should feel bad. And those feelings tell my brain if it should release positive chemicals or if it should release negative chemicals. All right. So there's some activities in there for that as well. And then basically we're going to jump on to the next one, which is understanding high level communication and interpersonal skills. We will just auto-correct that bad boy. Alrighty, so this content basically has been designed with one goal in mind: to elevate your ability to communicate consciously and unconsciously or subconsciously. Okay, to understand how you truly present yourself. Like how do you actually present yourself authentically? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to teach you how to present yourself authentically, but also to understand how you are being perceived so that you're able to get like that feedback of understanding, because everyone will tell you what you want to hear to avoid conflict. Do you sort of know what I mean? So my goal is to give you basically the ability to create and sort of within your company, okay, to be able to create collaborative environments, to be able to create collaborative, conversations. If every meeting revolutionized your business's understanding and your staff's understanding of the company and the company's direction, you would move at light speed. So an important thing we want to understand is that we have to create the environment for really positive and really collaborative conversations and relationships to develop. And that's what this aspect is all about, is developing out those skills, not only within you, but within your staff, so that everyone understands it is me that makes the environment collaborative. So I am collaborative within the environment. Do you know what I mean? I'm not collaborative because Joe over there is being collaborative. It's if we all take the responsibility to be collaborative, we become collaborative as a collective. Do you sort of get it? It make a little bit of sense? All right, but the other things we'll go through is understanding, tonality, understanding subconscious communication, understanding how we are perceived, how other people perceive us, understanding intention and how our intention shows through in our actions and behaviors and words. All right. So we got the 3 core elements of communication lecture there. And then we've got the understanding language patterns lecture. And this will really go into understanding like how our language influences ourselves, because we do not know anything outside of ourselves. We can only ever know and experience within ourselves. I can experience through touch. I can experience through taste. I can experience through smell, but I can't experience emotion outside of me. I can only experience emotion from within me. So understanding this is just understanding that if I want to better understand other people, I must better understand myself, because I am the key and the gateway to other people. Alrighty. So this will sort of help you to really understand how your language influences you and influences other people positively and negatively. Okay, so understanding, and the next segment we'll go over, or the next concept will be understanding high level problem solving and reshaping ways of thinking. So basically, this content has been created, okay, to help you take yourself out of an ingrained way of thinking, the Me, the ego, that I know everything because I'm so great. Do you sort of get it? So, like, we want to break the ego so that we are able to become what? To become what we can be, our potential. My potential is not found in how great I am. My potential is found in how great I can learn, how great I can adapt, how great, I can set a standard for myself. Like, it's not about me, it's about what I do. You know what I mean? So it's about how we show up. Do you sort of understand? Like, we become great by showing up with greatness. And the only way to show up with greatness is past tense, because people will say, he showed up with greatness then. But in the moment, they didn't know that. Do you sort of get it? So it's sort of like how you act and behave in each moment will dictate how people view you within past tense. Do you know what I mean? It won't always work out in the moment, but in the future it always works out. So when we're able to get out of ingrained ways of thinking, when we're able to show up, so to speak, with greatness. And what I mean by show up with greatness, someone that is collaborative, someone is ready to problem solve, someone that becomes the solution. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you show up in every conversation and you're collaborative, you're, pro, you're problem solving, you're open to suggestions, you're working towards common goals, you're having positive engagements, positive conversation, all of this. Like, you are creating that, like that essence of greatness, because it's not just in one thing, it's in everything, it's in how you show up. So when we're able to reshape the ways that we think, we're able to realize that I don't have to know everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to know how everything is going to play out before I take action. I can take action and adjust on the way. But if I say that, you know, I've strategized the plan, and we're sticking to the plan without any leeway. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the way we drive off a cliff. Do you know what I mean? So the key thing is we want to be able to set a plan, and we want to be able to validate, is that plan accurate or not? And then go out and test and measure. And then when we're testing and measuring, we're assessing, is this plan standing up to the test, or is it sort of crumbling in the wayside? Where do we need to rebuild? Where do we need to fix? Do you sort of understand? So we want to create that environment within ourselves to be able to do dynamic problem solving, to be able to do advanced problem solving, where we're able to, you know, create a strategy and a direction, start traveling, assess, and then alter if needed in a new direction, or continue on, so that we're able to keep moving forward, and just every problem now ceases to be a problem and becomes a stepping stone. Because every time I'm faced with a problem, I have a look, do I need to keep going straight, or do I need to divert? So the problem doesn't stop me, it's either a redirect or I continue on. Do you sort of get it? So that's an important thing, because when we're able to get to this level of understanding and problem solving and becoming the solution, then we are able to do the one thing we need to do in life to succeed, to get out of our own way. Does it sort of make sense? All right. So we got some core concepts that'll be covered in this area, and creating new beliefs. This runs through ways in which I create new beliefs and how I create new beliefs. Alrighty, and then we've got retrospection, how to look back on past experience. So this is a process that I've created to be able to view our conscious and our unconscious mind, to be able to view our thoughts, our experiences, our memories, our trauma, how to be able to go through all that past bullshit, whatever it may be, you know, any information that we may want to do, how to review ourselves, and all of this. Okay. And basically how to become centered and quiet within oneself. All right. So there's some activities in there, and it goes through that. But then we get on to the final sort of, well, the final core aspect. And this is understanding manifestation practice, understanding high level manifestation practices and developing clear paths to our goals. Okay, so in this, we're talking about understanding not only, you know, the metaphysics of manifestation, well, probably not metaphysics, but basically, because metaphysics is probably online data, but basically what we want to understand is we want to understand how our thoughts are influencing everything around us, because my thoughts influence my actions influence my reality. Do you sort of understand? But my thoughts can also influence my reality. But we don't really know how to do that yet. Like, not that we don't know how to do that, because we all inherently know how to do it within ourselves, because we do it whenever we want anything. Have you ever had a moment where you thought someone was really, really thinking about you and all of that, and you just had someone on your mind, and then you talk to them and they were like, yeah, I was thinking about you. So when we think about other people, we can actually access their understanding or conceptualization of consciousness, but it doesn't come through the conscious aspect of the brain. It comes through the subconscious aspect of the brain, because the subconscious aspect is where, when we get into the quantum realm, we have the quantum microtubuli, and through quantum randomness, they take what is, understood as, the frequency of consciousness, which is a collective, and that is the consciousness of life. And it goes, and it, through quantum randomness, creates singular consciousness. And it's somewhere around there that we're able to access other people's thoughts. So a thing to understand about this is that while we can understand and think about manifestation in the hoodie voodoo of whatever I think of as reality, blah, 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 or we can understand it for the truth that it is. That when I visualize what I want in life, I activate my reticular activation gland. When I activate my reticular activation gland, I see more of what I want in life. Okay. When I have belief within myself that what I want, because I want it, is right for me, in terms of, if I'm hungry and I want food, it's not wrong for me to want food. I'm hungry. You know what I mean? If I'm poor and I want money, it's not wrong for me to want money. I want money. Do you sort of get it? Like, there's no right or wrong to whatever we want in life, but it's just understanding, if I believe that what I want is something that is something for me, I'm going to put in the effort to get it. If I believe that sandwich is meant for me, that sandwich is meant for me. Do you sort of get it? Like, when we're willing to put in that effort, but then when we understand that our belief is what fuels our momentum and our motivation. Because if I don't believe that I can, achieve something, what is the point to putting in the effort to do it? So we just got to understand, when I believe that I can achieve anything, anything becomes possible, because I put in the effort. Do you sort of get it? And then the last aspect is directed action. When I see what I want, when I believe what I want is right for me. Do you know what I mean? When I see the actions I need to take to get to what I want, and I just take those actions, I get what I want. I don't have to sit around wondering and wishing and waiting and trying to be perfect. If I'm trying to create the perfect strategy or the perfect, path to the goal, and everything has to be perfect, well, that's a difficult path to take. But if I'm willing to just walk down the path and I just see the goal and that's where I'm going, and I don't really care how many times I get hit in the face, I'm going to that goal regardless. It's quite an easy time. It sucks getting punched in the face, but you know, when in Rome, you know what I mean? If you're going to do difficult things, get ready to endure difficult. It's all it is. So some core content that'll be covered in these is my process to using self-belief in achieving my goals. So how I use self-belief, okay, to eliminate self-doubt and reinforce those positive aspects or that momentum or that motivation to achieve or that belief within myself that I can achieve. All right, this is a really cool one that you should go through. Um, and then basically we've got understanding or using language patterns to influence my beliefs. So this goes through the understanding of how to use language, okay, to positive or how our language is used to positively or negatively influence our beliefs. If I believe getting punched in the face is a negative event, every time I get punched in the face, it's a negative event. If I believe getting punched in the face is quite a fun time and an enjoyable time, it is an enjoyable, fun time. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever, like if I'm telling myself that I'm having a good time, or if I'm telling myself I'm having a miserable time, whatever I'm telling myself is real. Do you sort of get it? It's sort of like this. If you ever want to experience this, next time you feel anxiety or stress, just understand this. Anxiety and excitement are the exact same physiological state or biological state within the body and the mind. Okay? So you just got to understand, when I feel anxiety, I am actually excited. It's just that my mind is telling me these aren't feelings of excitement, these are feelings of anxiousness. Just to the same, if I'm feeling excited, it is the exact same feeling as anxiety. It's just that I'm telling myself that I am excited. So two things happen. When I am excited for something, there is anticipation. When I am anxious about something, there is anxiety or, negative anticipation or stress towards it, where I'm worried and worrying. Do you sort of get it? So through understanding that and how to shift our language and how shifting our languages can alter the meaning of our beliefs, well, then we get into some pretty exciting stuff where we're now able to rewrite history within our mind. Do you know what I mean? And then we've got positive reinforcement. So this is a really important piece of information in understanding what positive reinforcement is and how to create positive reinforcement within yourself. Because the TV, you know, the movies, the negative aspects of society, all that bullshit is designed to condition you negatively. Like, Bugatti released 12 cars at $12 million each so that it's exclusive, so only 12 people can own it. Do you sort of get it? Like, everything is set up to negatively reinforce these negative beliefs or these fear or lack mentalities. So by understanding how positive reinforcement works and how to reinforce yourself positively, you're then able to alter any negative situation and rewrite the meaning of that situation within your own mind. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty exciting. All right, well, that's going to finish this one, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great one. Thanks so much. Bye.